From Water Rock Original.
Caseoh is
Let's see, chat. Let's see.
Caseoh is definitely a name you've heard of if you've been on any content platform over the last year.
Chat, if y'all haven't heard of me, be honest. Has anybody here actually ever heard of me before? I like how a 10-month sub just said no.
Over the last year. And that's because he's growing at an extremely fast pace, gaining over 2 million subscribers on YouTube and 3 million followers on Twitch in the last year. In this video, we'll be traveling far and wide on the Dwayne the Crockpot Johnson's journey of streaming, and I'll be
Ain't no way we're less than 20 seconds into this and I'm already catching strays. Are you for real? By the way, the production value is pretty good so far. Like, this is actually pretty, you know, Dwayne the
gaining over 2 million subscribers on YouTube and 3 million followers on Twitch in the last year. In this video, we'll be traveling far and wide on the Dwayne the Crockpot Johnson's journey of streaming, and I'll be showing you today how he will be the biggest streamer on Twitch by the end of 2024. And before I continue further, there's...
What is this? What do you mean before I continue further? Why is this in here?
And before I continue further, there's going to be a lot of phrases in this video like biggest and fastest growing. But I just want everyone to know that I'm not constantly talking about his weight. Because seriously.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is? All right, bet. Thanks for clarifying, buddy.
The relationship between Caseoh and these phrases can only be replicated by the man himself and his relationship with food. To have a little bit of a recap of Case before he started streaming, he was basically working a dead-end job cutting lawns for his dad, making little to nothing. Case knew he had hit rock bottom when his card declined at a dollar store.
You just had to throw this in here, huh? You really just had to throw this in here. It was a Dollar General. No, it was a Family Dollar. By the way, Family Dollar clears Dollar General, though. Not gonna lie.
He was basically working a dead-end job cutting lawns.
This dude's mowing with gloves on, by the way. Like, can you grow up? This dude is push mowing with a pair of gloves and safety goggles. Like, relax, it ain't that serious.
For his dad, making little to nothing. Case knew he had hit rock bottom when his card declined at a dollar store. And at this point, he knew something had to change.
Yeah, man.
And it had to change quickly.
Yeah.
But Case wasn't alone. He had two supportive parents doing their best to give him emotional support to conquer his dreams. So he invested all he could into his streaming setup, building exactly what he wanted.
Okay, that's a little false because I literally did not. Like, my whole streaming setup right here costs maybe like $500 right now. What I will add to this point is that the Elgato that I'm using and the face cam that I'm using, I bought back in 2015 because I wanted to start streaming back then. And I made like a couple YouTube videos and they didn't do nothing. So I unplugged them. This Elgato that I'm using now and this face cam that I'm using now literally sat in the box until 2022, the very end. And that's when I broke it out again. So they were just sitting in the box the whole time.
So he invested all he could into his streaming setup, building exactly what he wanted. But he wouldn't stream for 7 years.
Yo, he actually knew it!
You may be wondering.
Wait, he knew what I just said! How do you know this? Who you working for?
But he wouldn't stream for 7 years. You may be wondering though, if he had everything he needed to begin his streaming career, what stopped him?
OGs know what stopped me. Don't say food. Yep, internet. I'm sure he knows this.
Well, I have multiple theories of why he took so long to begin. Starting with the fact that back then, making content on the internet was not considered a cool thing to do or a good hobby to have. You were constantly considered
Mobile games are
considered an outcast or a nerd if this is what you did during your free time.
Yo,
streaming and making videos on the internet was still...
Yo, chat, I'm sorry for pausing again, but can I just touch on that? Dude, back in the day, like 10 years ago, like if you said you were like, you played game, dude, people like called you a nerd bad for that, dude. Like 10 years ago, like, bro, you could never say that you like played video games in your free time. But now it's like normal. It's weird.
Streaming and making videos on the internet was still something to be embarrassed about in 2015. Not nearly as normalized as it is today because of superstars like Mr. Beast and Logan Paul. My second theory is it could have been because of his job. Most manual labor work is very taxing and can tire you out to not want to do anything in your free time. When you're working very hard for little pay, it isn't only physically draining, but it's also mentally draining. If you're mentally not in it, people can tell and you might produce a lesser form of content. And you don't need to be a streamer to understand this phenomenon either. Anyone watching this that has worked a job that they don't enjoy in the past can definitely relate to this feeling.
That's facts, man.
My final theory comes down to the simplicity of CaseOh being scared or nervous to take the risk that streaming would become.
You didn't say internet? The reason I never, okay, I will say this, the reason I never streamed till I did is because I literally did not have the internet speed. I had not even one upload speed. Not even one. I had 10 download, 1 upload. Until I got the Verizon Jetpack hotspots, and I tried to use that, and I was able to stream off the hotspot for the first year of my streaming career.
This theory sort of blends with the second theory due to the factor of time and time management. CaseOh would have to sacrifice any free time he had for himself and even some sleep in order to give a good effort towards streaming. He wouldn't be able to go out with family and friends, and he definitely wouldn't be able to attend things like parties or have a social life in general.
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I wasn't going to no parties anyway. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I wasn't going to no parties anyway. What you mean we know? Shut up.
Not everyone is willing to take that risk, but it became well worth it for CaseOh in the end.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. Dude was flatline.
You may be wondering, how did he do it? Well, it's pretty clear that he is just a very genuine guy and has a great personality, which is probably the number one attribute that someone needs when starting content creation. If you're fake, people will be able to tell and they won't stick around with you for very long.
That's true.
And I think Case knew this. Bro is always on camera, loud and proud, never shying away from his opinions to even doing multiple tier list-like activities with his chat.
If I could go back in time, I would have put Arby's up here instead of B. Because I think Arby's is like S tier now.
Multiple tier list-like activities with his chat. He also does some debates within his chat on choosing between one thing or another, and while he may get flamed most of the time, he stands by what he says even if it's clearly on the losing side.
Yeah!
Additionally, he isn't afraid to try games that his audience suggests, giving the community a voice within his content, which makes people want to stick around a lot more than if he were to just boot up the stream and say,
"Alright chat, we're gonna play Agario today and that's it, so enjoy."
He'll play on average 2 to 3 different games each stream that allows the audience to be involved in either the game itself or the choices that need to be made within the game. Compared to other streamers, CaseOh definitely has one of, if not the most interactive communities on the platform.
Facts!
But it's not just with the games. The community interacts with Case himself as he reads chat almost constantly. But this is where Case differentiates his content from other creators. But given his weight and his interactive community, it's not hard for viewers
what'd you just say? Given my what?
But given his weight and his
Run that by me again. Given my what?
But given his weight and his interactive community, it's not hard for viewers to put those two things together. So given that, viewers will regularly remind Case of his weight by calling him names that are play on words of famous characters. But this active community didn't start out immediately. Most of what Case started with was actually what we said a second ago and played basically one game the entire time. The most notable game he started out with was 2K. He's always been fond of sports, which would make sense given that he regularly says how much he works out and how fit he is compared to others.
Facts!
And whether you believe that or not, it didn't stop him from playing a lot of 2K.
What you mean whether you believe that
What's
or not?
also interesting about this era is that it's where he gained his first sense of fame. Case studied how top streamers blew up relentlessly. TikTok.
Yep.
With the main example being iShowSpeed. If you remember, in 2021, Speed went from an average small streamer to millions of subscribers on YouTube.
I have never in my life watched a single Speed video or stream.
Fueled by viewers clipping his extreme reactions and posting it on TikTok. Knowing that Speed blew up from this strategy just a year earlier, Case decided to upload some short-form content from his stream over to TikTok.
Yeah.
And to his surprise, the videos had him...
One thing I will touch on with this, the very first TikToks I made, I was pretending to be streaming, but I wasn't actually streaming, if that makes any sense. I was pretending to be streaming, but not actually streaming. I was just recording because I had no way to stream at the time because my internet it wasn't up to par. But I was recording videos.
Wake up to over 10,000 followers on the platform overnight. Case was done.
Fake, I'm unsubbing. I did that for one day. What you talking about?
By the success of these couple of videos, so he decided to post more and more and more, posting upwards of 4 to...
Yo, listen, I'm sorry to pause again. But chat, why did me going to the Wendy's drive-thru on my TikTok has 18 million views now on my TikTok? That says 16. Go to the TikTok and look now! The most liked comment on that video was do more IRL stuff. Chat, should I? I don't know what to do though besides eat, man.
Post more, and more, and more. Posting upwards of 4 to 5 times a day for a while, and this helped us.
Bro! Dude, when I first blew up, I was pumping out 6 TikToks a day!
Posting upwards of 4 to 5 times a day for a while, and this helped his content get boosted into the algorithm, gaining him a bunch of engagement. And since these posts were clearly made from his stream, more and more people started to tune in to see the action live. This is also around the time Hogwarts Legacy came out, and CaseOh made a
Bro, Hogwarts, chat. Dude. The game that literally... dude, chat, a lot of people don't know this, but I will say it again right here. Hogwarts is the Hogwarts era is the game that literally saved my entire streaming career. It did. Hogwarts Legacy is what saved the entire career. I went from having 150 viewers on 2K, and then I switched it up. I had a viral TikTok on Hogwarts. Then I started playing Hogwarts, and then the next stream I was like, yo, I got 600 viewers in here right now. Like 600? No way. And it was the first time I didn't play 2K on stream. And I did it again and did it again. I was like, yo, they're actually messing with this more. Shout out Hogwarts, man.
This is also around the time Hogwarts Legacy came out, and CaseOh made a risky decision.
Yo, ban the dude that just said 100 pounds ago. Shut up!
To stream something different. A scary experiment for any content creator on any platform.
Was scary, man.
Little did he know, this risk changed his entire career for the better. During the time of him playing this game, he got tons of new people watching his content, and his numbers started to rise insanely fast. He would begin to gain thousands of followers each month.
This is your garbage trash browser,
and every following month would get bigger and bigger. At this point, all Case needed to do was take this burning torch he was given and run with it as fast as he could. And he wouldn't have an easy road ahead of him.
He didn't make a joke, but emphasis on run as fast as I could.
At this point, all Case needed to do was take this burning torch he was given and run with it as fast as he could. And he wouldn't have an easy road ahead of him. And with this newfound viewership and the visible success he was gaining, his viewers wanted to help him out, while also gaining some easy numbers for themselves. Multiple parody CaseOh accounts can be found on TikTok and other platforms that repost clips from his streams, allowing even more people to find. Accounts can be found on TikTok and other platforms that repost.
Bro's got 540K. Oh, he's locked in. Yo!
Platforms that repost clips from his streams, allowing even more people to find his content. But now a year later, here we are. And Case is averaging a peak of about 65,000 to 75,000 viewers every single night. He set up a system to where he starts off his streams looking at community given content to watch before he goes on to game with anything, which is a nod to how he views his community as a #1 priority. And then he'll load up a game where the community can be involved in it like a Gario, which seems to be the popular choice recently. And after all...
What you mean so they can be involved in it? You mean so they can stream snipe me and harass me the whole time? What you mean involved, buddy?
Choice recently. And after all that, he'll ask stream to pick from a few options for the games to play next. But of course, I'm missing one crucial detail on a piece of content that shows up constantly throughout his stream. Chat.
Yeah.
Viewers will constantly post funny jokes about Case, and every once in a while, Case will glance over and read some, and well, I'll let this clip explain itself.
What clip? Carbon! Yo, that's...
This is happening constantly throughout the stream, and Case continues to read a lot of it. It happens so often that even his mom, who is a main moderator of his content, will joke alongside them. This doesn't mean that his mom makes fun of her son, because it's pretty clear that it's all just one big joke and part of Case's gimmick. But it shows her everlasting
support. This might be top 1. One digestion might be top 1. Is it? Dude, one digestion is hilarious.
Because it's pretty clear that it's all just one big joke and part of Case's gimmick. But it shows her everlasting support of what her son is doing, which is so wholesome considering that she was the one originally to get Case into following his dream of streaming. But now that we're caught up on the CaseOh timeline, where is he headed now? I'm here to realistically look into the future of his streaming career and what it means for Twitch in the coming months. It's pretty clear that CaseOh is just getting started, and his viewership is still rising to this day. So here's my prediction. CaseOh will not
Bro sees the future.
only become the #1 streamer on the Twitch platform, but he will be seeing numbers never seen before. His YouTube is going to continue to grow, and I'm sure by the end of this year or sometime next year, we'll be seeing 10 million subscribers on his channel.
10 million? What?
The options in the way that he can grow are almost endless. There's just one problem, and this issue could be devastating.
What issue?
CaseOh is a big guy. It's a main part of his brand. Some would argue his entire brand. But that's the issue right there. He might have to stay overweight if he wants to have success in the future.
Overweight! I'm skinny!
Try to imagine his brand if he were to get in great shape.
What do you mean if I got in great shape? Great shape! I am!
Most of his comedy and clips go. This isn't only scary, but it's also sort of sad. Obesity is a major issue plaguing the United States.
It doesn't plague me.
Endless studies of obesity causing lives to shorten and be heavily affected due to this. For CaseOh, he might just be trapped in this body, not having the ability to ever better his life.
What?
But we'll just have to see what CaseOh prioritizes. Money and fame, or health and longevity.
I am already healthy and longevitized, buddy. Yo, that was a solid documentary though, chat. What do y'all rate that out of 10? Who just said focus on food? Excuse me? Start a fitness journey? I go to the gym 5 days a week already. I have a 6-pack. Do you understand? A 6-pack. Yo, chat, that was pretty solid though, I'm not gonna lie.